But God, bro. I don't know why they gotta come at one time. Like, you know what? Yeah, when I get the red shots, I'll just do the face shot. Oh, shit. Can't be doing that, bruh. Alright, so let me turn my camera to show you my face. Hold on one second. Oh, shit. Yeah, so on Eastern Parkway's mix, Caribbean, Jewish, and culture heritage in the Jewish community. So the areas where you go into when you visit culture is about unity and understanding their culture, and understand what they believe and everything like that. So I feel that we have to understand culture differently in a terms where you go in an area where all these buildings you see behind me is full of culture and full of what it means of culture heritage. In structure, my job as a camera operator director on my camera, and it's a job where it could be difficult sometimes, but people don't understand that. You understand what I'm saying? I make money because this is my passion. I make money because it's what I do for a living. But it's not to make people be judgmental or anything like that, no. It's to make people understand what my segment is about. This segment my YouTube channel is about building up your own culture and your own data. So in my own data, I built my culture by going to certain areas and I start shooting about the areas where culture was started. Years ago, back in the 1900s, Eastern Parkway was never like this. It used to be on this boardwalk where I'm walking on right now on Eastern Parkway. It used to be a train station before they broke it down and build the underground. Under this concrete right here, it's the number 3 train, all right? The 3 and the 4 train. So the concrete where you walk on, back in the 1900s, this used to be a waterway where these buildings were not there. These street lights was never there. They changed it up after the 80s and the mid-80s and everything like that. So culture in an environment where you live at is where you see things that you should see and you should not see. But it's like certain things that you see is based on a culture and environment that when you believe in the environment, you believe in what the heritage is about. So in the Jewish community, you'll learn that culture in the Jewish community is about what they believe and what they study. And in the Bible, it talks about it because Jesus Christ is a Jewish, and, all his peoples that we worship is God, and God is Jew, But I feel like we have to understand the culture of that patterns and principles of the lifestyle that we live in. And this area is Crown Heights, actually. I'm actually in Crown Heights. And then back towards Roth Avenue, that's Crown Heights too. So we believe in culture and a structure build. And when we build in structure is where we understand structure better. I think that structure makes you realize that the patterns and principles that we live in is a culture that we could understand the beliefs of that culture and what that culture really means. So when I'm in an area right now and I believe in culture, I believe what the heritage of that culture. And when you interview people on this area, I interviewed one Jewish man who used to work at Williamsburg. He said culture in his point of view is a difference of standard. It's about standard and the words that you speak out your mouth. I said to him, it's not about politics. It's not about certain things that you believe. It's not about politics. It's about the learning of the community and what the people may need and want. But you can't cut spending from the government funds to help. The government funds is to help people who needs help in the spirituality. And it's like we not doing our part in making America great because we're going to be cutting this and that. And thank God, the Senate that's Democrat, thank God for them because they're not going to make that happen. So I'm going to be honest with you. All right, let me cross the street. All right, so in culture, we learn the basic of life and the basic of what we believe and what the structure of that growth is. But I feel like we have to understand the patterns and principles in one direction, in one accord. People, you go around the area and people see what you're doing as a culture. Your culture is about understanding the basic of it. But when I learned the basic of culture, it's about understanding the culture and how that culture affects our biorhythm. And certain things, the biorhythm of our culture is like, we believe in what we believe, but we have to structure the piece of what the world really needs and what the people may want in life. Life is about structure building. It's about acknowledgement. It's about the things that you have to pray about. And I think that every day I come to work and I go to the boardwalk and I start to pray because America needs structure and it needs more better balance. It needs obedience, it needs more balance, it needs more structure. And people need to vote for things that's right. Because if they vote for the things that's wrong in their life, you're not going to build structure from the wrong things. You have to build structure from the right things. And I believe that when you do that right things, you have the ability to fight what you believe in and what culture really matters to you. So right now we're going to go back to show you guys what is culture, heritage, and how it affects other people. Culture affects other people by the way how they walk and the way how they talk and their biorhythm attitude. The attitude on culture is based on the true meaning of what it means by revelation and power. Power of the revelation is that you see cars riding on the block, you see bikes driving on the sidewalk with their helmet on, you see people on their way home from work, and I'm on my shift working, and culture is about peace and unity. It's about understanding the beliefs of that culture and how that culture affects your biorhythm. So right now we heading on Kingston Avenue, and we're going to pass the Jewish temple where they come and they worship God in the Jewish temple and the synagogue. So we're going to pass the synagogue right now. And the synagogue is where culture heritage take place in the Jewish community. The Jewish community in the late 1970s, the Jewish owns the neighborhood. They own a lot of these buildings. And in the neighborhood of the Jewish community, we learned that the Jewish is a structure of growth in our patterns and principles. And our principles, like you see a lot of Jewish people walking on the streets, and they walk on the streets because when they have their holidays, like Passover, Yom Kippur, certain holidays that they celebrate, you don't see them on the road. You see them in the house, like Rosh Hashanah. Most of the holidays that they spend, they sit in the house and they pray and they believe in their faith. So right now we're gonna head over to the synagogue. We're gonna pass the synagogue. The synagogue is on this side of the street where the ambulance truck is. This is their ambulance, actually. Let me turn my camera this way. So right here, this is the ambulance right here for the Jews. They have their own ambulance and they have their own police force, right? So in this area, I'm on Kingston Avenue and Eastern Parkway, right? In this area where you see the cop police car, right in that building right here is the Jewish synagogue right over there. So the Jewish synagogue is a synagogue where they come and they pray for peace and unity in our hearts. There's a lot of people that's Jewish that believe in religion and they believe in the beliefs of change and culture change. But sometimes when we believe in culture change, it's like we believe in what we know and what we learn from it, you know? So right here is the Jewish synagogue, and right here is the police officer. I think it's the 71st precinct. They operate over this area, the 71st precinct over by Empire Boulevard. They operate around this area. So this is the precinct that operate on Crown Heights, and certainly they operate over by the other area too. So I think it's Bedford-Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, and I believe Bedford-Stuyvesant, Crown Heights, and certain areas over that side. I believe, all right. So Bedford-Stuyvesant and Crown Heights. So the Eastern Parkway, this is where they have their synagogue and their meetings. So we're gonna pass the synagogue and continue my work culture. All right, let's go across the street and let me make some money out here. All right. All right, so I turn back my camera in 5, 4, okay. Let me continue walking across the street. 3, 2, and go. So right in this area, the 3 train stop right here, the 3 train at Kingston Avenue. And the next stop is gonna be Crown Heights, Utica Avenue. So it right under this floor I'm working on, the 3 and 4 train tracks is down to this floor right here. So the train station is under here. So that's a 3 and 4 train. So that reason why police officers on the trains and actually on the trains and at the station, if you need any assistance and report any issues, these officers are there to help with any concerns that you may need. And they actually see me working. So they see me working because they work. Some of the officers that work in the agency where I'm working at. So yeah, they see me working. So yeah, so right. So let's go back to culture now. Oh, the Jewish have their own museum on Battery Park. It's in Lower Manhattan. I went to the museum and I cried because back in the Jewish community, you know, you cry because you see what they've been through and what their struggles were in the past, you know? And my auntie, she's in Florida. She taught me about the Hebrew, and my auntie's actually half Jewish, actually. She's half Jew. So it's like, you study Hebrew in the Caribbean islands, you study Hebrew. And when you study Hebrew, you understand what it means of peace and unity. And that's Hebrew. It's called like peace and unity. Our hearts is like basic of peace and unity. You know, the piece of culture is a piece of your heart. And the piece of your heart is a piece of revelation. So revelation power in your authority is a piece of what you believe in, how you culture and how you build your culture from that. So we actually going to be building that culture from that. So at the end of the day, we learn culture is a respectful term of what your beliefs are and how your beliefs may change your battle rhythm. So that's where we're going at it. I reached the Eastern Parkway quick. I didn't even get over here till like after 6. Yeah. We're on Albany Avenue. I gotta pick it up after Albany, right? I'm on my 4th video for the day. This is good. Good money. Ready? And we stop it right at Albany. Then we do a face shot crossing the street. Cause the next block is Troy. Yeah. All right. Stop it right here.